Hello. Sorry, I missed. Oh, that's what I want. Sorry, I'm late. I was distracted changing settings. Okay, so I want this to chat. That. You'll notice my wife in the background.
Sorry, I didn't show you guys too.
She's asleep. Hello. Okay, so we're a little late. Hopefully people trickle in. And we'll have something at the end, which some people I think already know about. So the reason we're using YouTube is there's a couple things I like about it when I already know how to stream on it. Zoom we may use. It's not a cat. Yeah, it'll come back. It'll come back. So the reason we're using YouTube is because if you cannot make our times, which are 2 p.m. Tuesday, Thursday, if you have an AP class or a different class, I want you to be able to go to those, and then you can come back and watch the video. Okay. The only thing you won't be able to do is interact with the chat by asking questions or that kind of thing. But you can always send me a reminder. Okay. So please, please, please. I know there are some of you. I was very, very frustrated that we had not signed up for the remind. Okay, so sign up for the remind. I sent an email with the information to your school email, so you can check that and sign up if you haven't. Yeah, so do that because I'm going to use that primarily. I will send emails still sometimes if something's really important. Like tomorrow, I will probably send an email about making up tests and quizzes, which we'll talk about in a second. I haven't decided exactly what I want to do, but I'm pretty sure I'm close. So that will go out tomorrow. But YouTube, it's easy to stream. I want you to be able to chat. I don't know how useful video both ways is. We'll take some feedback. I know Alexis was messaging me on Remind about Zoom and other classes, and it's useful for asking questions. Hopefully, you can just ask those in the chat, and it's not super distracting for me. But if it's not as effective, we might do both and go back and forth. Because I can stream the Zooms to YouTube, and it's the same thing. Okay, so we'll figure that out as we go. I want to make it as easy for you as possible. I don't want you to have to learn a bunch of new apps. The things we're probably going to use are the textbook, Khan Academy maybe, probably, because we've used that before, and that's probably it. I don't really want you to have to learn Google. We're not going to implement a new thing, so I'm not going to use Google Classroom or any of that kind of stuff. Even if you're using it for other classes, not everyone is, and I just want to make it easy for everyone as possible. Philosophically, because we're doing coronavirus things, you should not have to learn a bunch of new things. Not content-wise. We're going to do some new content, but you should not have to learn Zoom and all those things. Okay. Probably going to shoot for about 50 minutes, and I started a bit late. I don't know how long. Probably 50. I don't want to go over an hour, and I'd like to be done before 2:50 every day. Okay, so Tuesday, Thursdays is when we're going to meet. That's the plan. Twice a week. We'll see what those look like. It may be that on Tuesday I do a new lesson, and on Thursday we just check in and do some practice and talk about problems and answer questions. If that's not fast enough, we may do a lesson every Tuesday and every Thursday. Okay. We finished. I'm going to start. Hopefully, hi everyone. I know I didn't say that at the beginning. Hopefully everyone's doing well. Coronavirus is weird. This whole quarantine thing, it's crazy. But stay home, please. Just for everyone's health. I'm not at risk, but my wife is, right? She's pregnant, so that's not great. Don't spend your time on YouTube or Instagram or wherever you go for your TikTok, whatever, reading a bunch of conspiracy theories. it's a virus, right? So it's dangerous. There's a death rate. People die. We're trying to avoid that. And likely, if the things that we're doing, like staying home, not having school, limiting people in stores, if those things are working, it's going to feel like they're not doing anything. And that means people aren't dying, and that's good. So hopefully you're staying home. Hopefully this feels like a really weird long summer vacation with a little bit of school still. Hopefully it's not extra stressful. But hopefully you're all good. Chat's the way to communicate with me. It will probably distract me sometimes. This is the second time I've done this, so it's a bit of a learning curve. So we'll work through it, but hopefully nothing too complicated and stressful. When we left school, we were in the middle of what chapter was it? Grade, I think. Yeah, chapter 8. So my goal for our time, we'll talk about grades in a second, but my goal for our time is to keep going. We're not going to spend the next 2 months reviewing all the content from the semester. Okay? Some of you need to do the content from the semester, but we're not going to spend that time reviewing. Partially because I would be super bored. Some of you would be super bored because we already did it all. Also, I want to prep you for next year. If you're a senior, that's not going to matter, right? You need to pass. That's different. But the rest of you are going to take a math class next year, and I want you to be prepared for that and not have missed stuff. Now, I know the district is working on figuring out next year because next year's going to be weird, and they're talking about like the content moving. But if we teach it this semester and it gets retaught next semester, that is okay with me. But I don't want to miss an opportunity to learn about sine, cosine, and tangent if you're going to go into trigonometry next year or pre-calculus and take calculus your senior year, because it's important. So we're going to keep going with new content. That's the plan for these. And yeah. As for grades, I still need to communicate or explain what we're doing for tests, and I will send an email about that tomorrow. I already said this. I don't have a perfect plan, but we'll try and work through that. As for grades, I'm going to be very honest with you guys. Let me get it up in here. 27? That's pretty good. I'm going to be really honest. Your grade can only go up. Okay? So if you... Hey, Xavier. If your grade is not good right now, that's okay. It won't go lower. It will only go up. Okay? So the district kind of reset the semester. So did I make it easier for teachers to enter grades? But any grade I can change, and I'll submit a form at the end of the semester and make it what it needs to be. You have all of the work from the semester in Dropbox. Right? So you have the classwork and any like homework assignments that I sent home with you. Those are all in that Dropbox. All the rest of the assignments are homework assignments from the textbook, which you should have. Okay, so I've had a bunch of people send me stuff. I've put in stuff from the last couple days, but not like yesterday. So if you sent me stuff yesterday or the day before, I didn't get it. Or I haven't put it in. I got it. I just didn't put it in. Grades. Yes, your grades can only go up. And none of the assignments I'm going to give you are mandatory. Okay? So stuff like the stuff we're going to do today, I'm probably going to assign something, but you don't have to do it. I will be very clear. Yeah, Mike, you don't have to do late homework. I mean, if you don't want to raise your grade, you don't have to do it. Can't make you do any work. But if you do late homework, then it will raise your grade. Right? So people sending me stuff, their grades have gone up. Projects or stuff like that. I take so long to grade. Yeah, I don't like grading, Xavier. I hate grading. It's the worst. Do we do work that we haven't done before? Just stuff in Dropbox. So the stuff in the Dropbox is all the work from the semester, and you may have done some of it, so you need to check on Atlas and see which assignments you did do and which assignments you didn't do. And if you didn't do any of them, then you need to do all the assignments in the Dropbox. That would be how you get your grade. Okay. Sure. Yeah. Okay. My wife's she's reading about spiders. Distracting her. You're good. So your grade can't go down. So if you have an A right now or a B, you don't need to do anything. None of this stuff is mandatory. But I am going to make some of it extra credit, right? Yeah. So there will be extra credit because that's really the only thing that we can do for assignments. Tests and quizzes, we'll have to plan them out. Should be pretty simple. It may be more work than just taking the quiz, but yeah. Famous? Just a little bit, probably, Crystal. You know, I got 30 people watching. You know, when school's happening, more people watch me every day than 30. So. Something that would be useful. I don't like having to send you a weird YouTube channel link. So if you subscribe, I'm going to do that weird YouTube. Like and subscribe to the video. No, I don't actually care if you like it. But I need 100 subscribers, and then I can change the channel name, so it's really easy to get to the channel. So your grade can't go down. Only go up. So turn in late work. Send it to me on the Remind or the email, whichever is easier. So Alexis sent me a bunch of stuff on Remind, and Jordan emailed me a bunch of stuff because that was easier. Okay, you need to show your work. I'm not going to give you full. Well, you know it's late, so it's not going to be full credit. I'm not going to give you partial credit or the normal grade if you don't show your work. So yes, yeah, all those dumb videos of those people. Like my channel? No, I don't care. I don't care if you like the channel. But the chat also, if I respond to the chat and it's late, suffer. You see your government. The video's delayed from what I'm saying, so the chat's going to be delayed sometimes. I don't know what else. That's what I've called you all year. Okay. So turn stuff in, and your grade will go up. It's possible that literally all of you get A's by the end of the semester. And no, my cat is very upset right now, and I won't show the cat. I'll show you something else later. It's possible that you all end up with A's, and that'd be good. I'd be happy with that. That means you learned stuff. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to spend the next 30 or so minutes talking about math, and then you'll see the dog probably, right? It's yesterday. You cannot lower your grade. Cannot. Even if you wanted to, you can't. No problem. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to start and finish Chapter 8. I'm going to do a bit of review because it's been literally a month since we've seen each other. No, you can't bribe me. So we're going to do some review for Chapter 8, and then we're going to do Chapter 9, which is trig functions. And then if there's time left, that's going to take us a month. But if there's time left in the semester, we'll do probability, which I think is important, not necessarily because you're going to use it a lot in other math classes, because most math classes skip probability. But it's going to be useful in your real life, probability. We'll talk about poker and gambling and all that kind of stuff because it's based on odds. Usually the house wins because they stack the odds against you. We'll get to all that. I love talking about probability. But probability is good just because it helps you understand how the world works. Randomness is everywhere, but not everything is perfectly random. Sometimes things are weighted and all of that. Yeah, we'll count some cards. Okay, so we're going to start with Chapter 8, which is about series and sequences. And I need to find my markers. And then I need to remember what all my buttons are. Okay, so I think if I press this, you can see my computer screen. Okay, so we're going to be in Chapter 8. If you have your textbook, it's page 417. And we're going to skip some of this and go down to an arithmetic sequence. Okay, this is I think 8.2. We're skipping the first part of it, and you should have your textbook. Okay, do you need to take notes? You can. I think it'd be helpful. I know for me personally, writing things down helps me remember them, which is why I like it. I like you guys to write things. But I think it's helpful to write things down just to remember them. The video is going to be on YouTube. So if you don't take notes, you can go back and watch the video again. It's the same. Okay. So here, are we on that? Yeah. Here's the rule for an arithmetic sequence. Okay, so remember each term has a value and it's the number.
Study.com, the explicit rule to write the formula for any arithmetic sequence is this. It equals A1 plus D.
Apparently my phone just tells me things. So, make sure my switcher is set to this. So, whiteboard. So the formula is A sub n, so there's a bunch of terms, is A sub 1 plus n minus 1 times D. And so, yeah, you'll listen to everything I say. So this is the first term. Term 1, whatever the first thing in the sequence is. And then the common, this D here is the common difference. It's like the rate. So yes, my handwriting has not gotten better with quarantine. It does not help that the printer's right here. Like I had to get the camera hanger, so I run out of room. Okay, so this is the difference between the values. Remember, arithmetic sequences go up by a value every time, like slope. So we'll do an example in a second. And then this is just the nth term. So 100 or whatever. So A sub n, we'll do an example here. So here's my sequence. 3, 8, 13, and 18. And I'm going to use the examples from the book a lot. I know they're worked out for you, but they're okay. Common difference, Xavier. Common difference. It's far away from where I'm sitting, so it's hard for me to write it. Okay. So here's my sequence, 3, 8, 13, and 18. We want to find a rule and then find a 15. So this is the 15th term. Right, this is n, a sub n here. So this is my first term. This is a sub 1. This is a sub n. And we're going to plug some stuff in. 5. 5 is not bigger than 2. Oh, the common difference is 5 here. So a sub 1 is going to be 3. So a sub n here is going to be 3 plus the number we're going to, 15, minus 1. Shoot. Times the common difference. So we need to figure out what this is. The difference is the distance between the values. Yes, you can just pause the video and go back, and you can always watch it. So the difference here, 8 to 13 is going to be 5. Okay? So for this problem, d equals 5, which I think someone already said. Okay? This is not the rule, though. So this is just going to tell us what a sub 15 is. So a sub 15 is this. Now, you could work this out. It's going to be 14 times 5 plus 3, or, let's hope that button does what it's supposed to. Yep. Or we just go to Desmos, and we type it in. 3 plus 5 times 15 minus 1. And so it's 73. A 15 is 73. You should use a calculator whenever possible. Literacy is not a social skill. So this term, if we were to add 5 all the way up to 15, so we're adding 5 14 times, where we start at 1, 2, 3. We're adding 14 times, which is why this is minus 1. We get to the 15th term, it's going to be 73. Okay. Let's go back to this. Okay. Now, if we wanted the rule, we just wouldn't plug in this 15, which I probably, right here, I should have. If we wanted the rule, that's our rule. So without the 15, when I plug in 15, we get 73. So the rule for the sequence is a sub n is 3 plus 5 n minus 1. So the 5 on the beginning or the end of the parentheses is exactly the same. It's just multiplication. Okay? Yeah, we'll get to geometric. Probably there. Okay? So we would simplify this to get the rule. Right? So we would distribute this 5. So we do 5n minus 5. We're going to add a 3. So this would simplify to be 5n minus 2. This finds you values. Okay? So we could plug in 20, 30, whatever A15 is. 15. We plug that into there, and that will give us this 73. Okay, so there's a couple ways to do it. Okay? That's the way to find the root. Okay, so some of the old homework assignments ask you to do this. You need to show your work. I've had people turn in assignments which is literally the answers. The answers are online. I don't care about that. Okay? So the sequence here has this rule, and then if we wanted the 15th term, the 20th term, we plug it into the rule. Okay? Okay. Then I'm going to do another one of these. Yeah, let's do this one. Okay, so our sequence is 55, 47, 39, 31. Okay. This sequence is decreasing, right? And it's decreasing by the same amount every time. So we want to find two things. We want to find the rule, and we want to find A15 again. So what happens when we plug in 15 into our rule? You don't need permission to use the restroom. Okay? So this sequence is decreasing by the same amount every time. So that amount is going to be the common difference here. So we're going down by 8. Right? Yeah, 39 to 31. Yeah, 8. So our common difference is going to be negative 8. It's negative, so it's going down. Jorge, this is review from like the last week before we went on quarantine. Gosh, this marker is really ugly. I think I should just use the black one. Okay, so it's negative because it's decreasing. So the numbers are getting smaller. Eventually, they would go negative if we count enough times. Okay, so d is negative 8. A sub 1 is 55. That's where we started. Okay, so our rule, a sub n, is going to be 55 minus, we're decreasing, 8 times n minus 1. And then we would simplify this to get the... You'd simplify this to get the rule to look like a line instead of having all the parentheses. 55 minus 8n plus 8 gives us 63 minus 8n. You could also do negative 8n plus 63 to make it look more like a line. Either way, it's the same. This value right here is if we counted 8 up from 55. So if we added 8, right, if we started at 31 and added 8, we get 39. If we add 8 again, we get 46. If we add 8, we get 55. If we add 8 again, we get 63. Okay? This is our rule. So our rule is 63 minus 8n. That's another way to find this formula, counting back up to find this number, and then using the common difference. Okay, so there's another way to think about this, but this is the mathy way. Okay? And then A15, we just got to plug in 15 here. So A sub 15 is 63 minus 8 times 15. No less, we can't do it. Okay, so we would plug this into the calculator. So if I do this button, I'm going to go back over here on Desmos. 63 minus 8 times 15, so it's negative 57. Okay, so like that. Is it lagging? No, I stopped talking because my wife walked in. It might be lagging. I don't think I'm dropping frames. Nope, you drop frames. So it might be on your end. Or is that? Okay, so a sub 15 is negative 57. 15 was enough times subtracting 8 to go into the negatives, right? Because this is going down over time. And this, I don't expect you to do this by hand. You have a calculator on your phone. Just type it in. Okay? So we multiply 8 times 15, and we subtract, gives us negative 57. So our rule, to find any number we want, we could find 101. Right? A sub 101 would be 63 minus 8 times 101. That's what I put. Don't have enough room. And that does not look like 101. So a sub 101, we just plug 101 in for n, and then we would calculate the subtraction. It's going to be a really big number, and it's going to be negative. Okay. So a sub 101 is, do that on our calculator. You just change this number to 101, and we get negative. I'm not using this school. Wi-Fi. That would suck. 745. Negative 745 if you plug in 101. So if you counted 101 terms out, you can get negative 745. Okay? So, like this, like that. Okay, I don't want to do any more of these examples. So that's how you write the rule and find a term. You also need to be able to find the. We didn't do that. We did talk about finding sums. Okay, so I'm going to erase all this. which you should be good because you can just go back and do it. Okay, so sums. All right, we're just adding everything together. And no, my handwriting has not gotten better. Probably worse. I'm out of practice. Okay, so yes, there's summation notation, which we can use. It's one way to do it. The other way is to write out every single term and add them all up. Takes a long time. So there's two ways. Oh, that's not the button I wanted. I wanted this button. Nope, that's the remind. There we go. Better than just blasting these. Yeah, better than just doxing. Yikes. Okay. So sum for infinite or finite, so it's going to stop at some point, is we add the first and the last, we divide it by 2, and multiply it by however many things there are. That's what this formula is. Something else? Yeah. So the number of things is the n times the first term plus the last term divided by 2. So we're taking the average of the first and last term and multiplying it by how many times we counted things. So if we want to go back here, yeah. So this is the sum of a bunch of things is the first thing plus the last thing divided by 2 times however many things there are. So if we're doing 1, 2, 3 up to 100, the first term is 1, which is base of 1, and the last term is 100. Okay, so we would do the sum is n, which there's 100 things, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 100 things. No, there's not. There's 101 things. 101 things. We have to count 1, right? So there's 101 times 1 plus 100. By 2. That feels incorrect. Hold on. It doesn't matter if we do the math from home, I still make mistakes. So there's 100 numbers. We started at 1, we went to 100. So the average is going to be 101 divided by 2 times the number of things. So this is 100 times 50.5. So this is going to be 5,000. This is way too big. Smart is going crazy. Am I getting paid for doing this? Brizzy, I'm on salary, so I get paid regardless of if there's school, which is really fortunate for me. And I'm really lucky and really grateful. Because some people are filing for unemployment, and it's really unfortunate. Okay, so we get 50-50, which if you have your old notes, your binders are probably all at school. We did that example, so 50-50. Okay. But summation notation. All right, so this is the formula we're going to use. Sometimes our series that we want to add together is written in summation notation. Okay, so it's going to look like the big E, right? And we have the number we start at, first term, and we're going to count for 20 things. This is review, before you remember. Okay, and we're going to do 3i plus 7. So this is the example on page 421. Okay. So to use our formula, we need a couple things from this summation notation. This is the rule, right? This is our first term, a sub 1. This is a sub n. We got to plug these numbers into here to find a sub 1 and a sub n. So a sub 1 is going to be 3 times 1 plus 7, which is 10. I plug in the first value. Sometimes this isn't 1. Okay, sometimes it's like 7. We're going to start with the 7th term. We plug in a 7 and calculate it. So we plug in 1 is 3 plus 7 is 10. And then we want, not 2, a sub 20. We're going to plug in a 20. So 3 times 20 plus a 7 is going to be 67. Okay. Zebra, I always look for example. I have RBF, definitely. Okay. So the first term is 10, the last term is 20. And then we need to figure out how many numbers there are. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So there's 20 numbers from 1 to 20. The hard part comes when you're starting at a different number and you usually have to add another one. A new way, it's the same way. It's just this summation notation is the rule or the sequence. Right now I'm not listing out 1, 2, 3, 4 all the way to 100. Now I have like a little program that describes what the sequence is. And this means we're going to add all the things up from 1 to 20. Okay. Yes, I still count with my fingers. Numbers are hard, man. Okay, so we're going to plug these things in, and this n here is 20 because we have 20 terms from 1 to 20. So n equals 20. Could have gotten that from here. Only because we started at 1. Sometimes if we don't start at 1, you need to count. Okay, so this is going to be 20 times 10 plus 67 over 2. And I'm going to be honest, I'm not going to do that in my head. That seems like a complete waste of time. So we're going to go over to here and use Desmos to calculate it. So I think Desmos. Okay. So 20 times 10 plus 67, 67 divided by 2. Yep. So we get 770. So we use that series. Now we start with the first term and go to the 20th term. We get 770. Okay. 770. Any questions on that? Problem is the chat is a little behind the video because there's a delay. It's not a video. Okay, which is what's in the book. Yeah, that's good. Time is it? 40. Anything else? I'm going to do one more, and then I'm not going to give you a homework assignment. Well, I mean, I'm probably just going to call them practice. Because the practice for this is a homework assignment that you should have done. Okay, so which I will look up and write for you, but we will do one more example really quick. Okay, so we're going to do this. Don't want to start at 1, so we won't. Okay, we're going to go to 12. I'm going to start at K. This isn't always going to be I. Participation. No. Okay, so we're going to count from the 7th term in the sequence to the 12th term in the sequence, and each of those, we're going to add them all together. You could do this by hand. It seems like a huge pain to count the numbers by hand and add them together. Okay. So our series rule is going to be 7k. Where'd that go? Close to. Okay. So we need to find a sub 1 in quotations. Okay. Not 1. We're starting with the 7th thing. Right? We started with 7 here. Summation notation says start at 7, go to 12. So 7 means we're going to plug in a 7 for k. So this is 49 plus 2 is 51. Use a calculator to do that. Okay. And then a sub 12, we're going to plug in 12. So 7 times 12 plus 2. 7 times 12 is 84 plus 2, so 86. So we're going to take both of these numbers, the 51 and the 86, and they're going to go here and here. We're going to add those together and take the average. Okay? And then we need to figure out how many things are we counting. It's not 12 times 7. I mean 12 minus 7. It's not this number minus that number. Okay? Because I'm going to count it on my fingers again, and we'll see. So our sum is going to be some number. We haven't talked about that yet. From 51 to 86. I did not put that. Are you sure? Well, you're okay. Just hang out a bit, and then I'll be done. I'll show you out. 51 plus 86 divided by 2. Now, numbers from 7 to 12. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's 6 numbers. Because you're counting 7. You include 7. That's why you're not just subtracting and getting 5. Because there's 6. This is going to be a 6. You have to include that 7. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This is 6 things. And then don't do that math, right? Don't do that. This button. Yeah. Okay, so we're just going to type in here. There's 6 things. We're adding 51 plus 86, and you get 411. Okay, 411. Okay, so that would be our, back to that. Your answer, 411. Okay. Nope, no chewing on chairs. Okay. Is there anything in this section that I want to go over? I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. So I'm going to look at the homework assignment. And if you want to practice this, you would do the homework assignment or do it again. Got me too? All right, now this is mandatory. But the assignment was page. There were 2 assignments, I think. Oh, nope, there's just one. Assignment in the book was page 422, 13 to 16, 47 through 50. So if you've already done this, there's really no reason to do it again, unless you want to practice. Okay. Yeah. So the homework assignment was, and if you go in Atlas, not 4, 422. 13 through 16. 7 through. Okay, so that was the homework set. So, more practice. That's what you should do. Where'd you go? Hey, come here. No, I got it. I'm done. Oh, what was that? Come here. We will go back to 1, and then I'll be right back. I'm going. Let's use. I want to see dog. We got 28. Yeah, the dog. Okay. So Misha is 6 weeks. She's a German Shepherd boxer. Mutt. Whoa. Come on, you can bounce. We did this earlier. Oh, you're freaking out now. We got her yesterday. She's tiny. Gosh, she's so tiny. Her name's Misha. And she's just a wee lass. Don't die. Please don't. No, you can't pet the dog. Maybe I'll bring her to school someday.
What?
Why not? When she's bigger. Do I miss you? Some of you, but I'm not going to tell you who. Yes, I miss you guys. Gosh, what is wrong? Why are you whining like that? Do you need to go poop again? Oh, yeah, she's wondering. There you go. Well, I'm not going to school tomorrow. So that's it for today. Tomorrow I'll have an email with retaking assessments information that'll include quizzes, so tests and quizzes. I know a bunch of people are missing tests and quizzes for lots of reasons. That's not to shame anyone. Let's just say, look, you got a 0 in the grade, in the grade book for that, and that needs to not be the case. So that email will go out tomorrow. I'll send a remind. I will not send a remind for the homework assignment because that's old homework. That's not a new assignment. That's an old assignment. I will be giving, because that was an overview. On Tuesday, we're going to meet again. Okay, same time. 2 o'clock. We'll probably go for about 50 minutes or so. More or less. Hopefully I'll start on time. Yeah. Tuesday. Yeah, so we'll do something new on Tuesday. We're going to do geometric sequences, which we did not get to. Okay. And the dog's name is Misha, which is spelled. Spelled like that. Okay. To turn in late work, you can either take a picture of it and send me a remind with the picture, or you can take a picture of it and email it to me, whichever is easier. So I've had both. I don't care. You need to show your work. So I had some people typing their answers and just giving the answers to the problems. That is not what I want from you. I don't care if you can find the answers. I can find the answers. Anyone can find the answers because they're online somewhere or they're in the back of the book. That's not what matters. What matters is can you show me you know how to do problems? Okay, so trying to work. Tomorrow I will. Yeah, I already said that a bunch of times. The video will be on the YouTube channel, so if you missed it or you know someone who missed it and you'll send them the link, it will be there. If I get 100 subscriptions, and I'm not going to be begging for them, but if I get to 100, then I can change the channel name to something like Rememberable, and then I can change it to something. You want me to do a Q&A? Sure. It's been a long time. I can do it. I don't know. Did the dog go to the bathroom? Oh, that's good. I don't think she understands what those are. No. A million subs. I don't think so. Do you want to work in Overwatch? No, I don't. I can't see it. Can you see my fridge? Not from here. Did I grade my? I did grade the work. I don't know what happened to yours. We'll talk about. We can talk about it in mind. You want to know what's on my shelves? Man, I don't even know what's on my shelves. This is all board games over here. Oh, that way. This is all board games. That thing. You can't see it. It's all board games. And then that's books and Legos behind me. So, Legos I don't use anymore, but I'm sure the kid will. If you really want me to. No, I'm not going to send you a picture of the fridge. Weird. You need that in your life. You can Google pictures of fridges. Just pretend they're mine. And if anyone else has any, I don't know what that means. You're going to have to speak in English that I understand. What do I do for my free time? Well, lately, today's been hanging out with the dog. Yeah, Alyssa. It was longer because I probably I have not been shaving at all. So we'll see how long it gets. I shaved one time because we went and took pictures, and I think it looks stupid. But I'm being lazy because it's quarantine. Do I want to play soccer? Not professionally. I don't understand. Not at the moment. I might do a tour when I'm not on my laptop. So the video's on my laptop right now. So that would be difficult. I don't have it set up to be on my phone. So maybe we'll do that at some point. Also, I don't know what my house looks like. It's a disaster, probably. I was answering what I do for my free time. I've been playing board games on the internet a lot with friends, and been playing some League of Legends and Team Contact, and working on house projects. What should you do about the homeless people in your next house? You should probably. I don't have a good answer for that. I probably have a complicated answer. I'm not sure there's much you can do. We should do Cahoots. That might be good. You heard I main Teemo. Man, I'd be bad if I mained Teemo. But no. I play top lane and jungle also. Play some music. No, I haven't been playing Valorant. I haven't been watching streams to get those stream drops. And I don't think I care. I'm not really good at shooters. So how do you write that in exponential form? Well, you need to remember how to write a radical as an exponent. And if you don't, you have a textbook that has examples of doing that. And if that doesn't help, I'm sure Khan Academy has videos explaining it. And if those three things don't help, then I can explain it on Tuesday. No, I don't anymore. Used to. I like how that thing is as big as she is. Here, I can show you this. We need to switch to this camera. She's still doing it? Well, my phone is too. My phone's gonna die because it is. Puppies, huh? Oh, no one needs to see that, Misha. That's disgusting. No one wants to see that. All right. Like that. He's just a baby. All right, I think that's it. I will end the stream, and it will go up on YouTube. Should be there. If you want to watch back anything, and what's on the board? Don't worry about it. Okay. And I will see you guys on Tuesday.